Ever look at something and think, wait, when did that happen? That's how I felt when July 5th, I hit 200 subs, but when I checked it one day later, it was down to 198. Fast forward to July 7th, and now I'm at 201. But let me say thank you everyone for 200 subs. It's taken a while, but we finally made it here. Actually, the last major sub milestone was nearly 1 year ago, in August 2025. And since it was so long ago, I think it would be fitting to go over most of what happened between then and now. Starting with September and October. These months were kind of boring. I wasn't uploading often since burnout had gotten to me once again. It also didn't help that highly anticipated Borderlands 4 came out, but didn't live up to the hype. The content we made on it was pretty much moot. November, however, was a month of changes and hopes. Firstly, I went through a massive rebrand of the channel. Zudan1667 was no more, and OddityX made his way into the picture. Rest in peace. But that wasn't the only big thing to happen in November. I also had dedicated myself to beginning a training arc for the channel. I wanted to take a step back from streaming and work at the skills that would make me a better content creator. And here in November was step 1, starting it. December was another pretty boring month. I didn't live stream pretty much the whole month because of the training arc, but started playing Clair Obscure Expedition 33. I figured if it was good enough for Game of the Year, it would be good enough to work on for the training arc. Other than that, pretty boring month. Unlike January, where a lot of things happened for the channel. Firstly, the rebrand to OddityX didn't totally go well. I had a name and a profile picture, but I wasn't really a brand. So I did a lot of soul searching in the meantime. I was also streaming and uploading more because the training arc wasn't going the way I wanted. I didn't feel like I was getting better and I felt like I was wasting my time, so I just slowly started coming back to the channel. But here's the best part. I had attended the first Creators Customs event hosted by Grim Gaming. Here I made some powerful connections with other creators, and met some people that you probably recognize from a lot of recent uploads. Grim Gaming, Reclaimants, GamerBrat36, Husky, Etoy, and some others I met outside of the event like Taco and Pazzo. And because of the customs event, that brings us to February, where I started to do a lot more content with GamerBrat36 and Reclaimants. Specifically, I had a 260 view video with Reclaimants, which was the best since February 2025, a whole year earlier. And February was also the beginning of the monthly highlight series. March was another fun one. I had finally gotten into a Halo community playdate match with Halo Studios, and in a one-bomb Husky raid match, Reclaimants, Husky, and I faced off against Unishek and won.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
That's the win! Let's go! Yes!
Yes!
Other than that monumental moment, I had begun doing more collabs with Grim, Taco, Aza, and Etoy, and have since had a blast while doing these collabs. I also turned the ripe old age of 20 years old and celebrated with Foul by playing some RE5, which was pretty hype. April and May were kind of weird months. Nothing major or monumental happened, but I did start hitting content hard and was editing and uploading videos at an amazing pace. I also think that my editing got much better here than it did in the training arc, so I really don't know how to feel about that. Also, in mid-May, I started uploading shorts daily, which has been amazing for the channel thus far. In June, I made the switch to Twitch. I've always liked that Twitch had a lot of viewer interactive features, like channel point rewards, power-ups, and integrations. It just made sense that if I wanted a fun, more interactive connection to you guys, it would take something like Twitch's system to be more fun. Also, burnout did kick in and I didn't edit a whole lot of videos, but we won't worry about that. And to the present, July. Some major milestones happened in July. Pazzo blew up and hit 1,000 subs and is still counting. Noble Taham also recently hit 1,000 subs. Taco and Grim both hit 300 subs, and I just hit 200. Not to mention, I am almost affiliate on Twitch, which means content might be at an all-time high here soon. In just a couple weeks, Campaign Evolved is going to come out, which means all of the guys and I will be making content on that. And speaking of that, let's talk about the future a little bit. So I think the most prominent thing to talk about is what will I be doing for 200 subs. Well, here soon I will stream a full playthrough of base game Elden Ring, and I'll be doing it here on YouTube. I'm hoping to beat it sub 12 hours, but according to some previous live streams, that might not happen. Either way, I will be playing Elden Ring and beating it base game in one stream. Something else that's important to bring up is the next sub goal. I think it's reasonable to say that if it took me a year to get 100 more subs, that 300 is the next reasonable step. I wanted to do something where it'd be cool and double, and I'd go from 250 to 500 to 1000, but clearly I'm not good enough to be doing all of that, so let's just stick with 300. Also, some goals I'll be looking to hit before the next milestone. Why not aim for the stars, right? So I'm thinking a 5,000 view short and a 1,000 view video. I think both of those are big but obtainable goals. Also, just to interject some Twitch stuff in here too, maybe 30 to 40 followers and finally be making money from content creation. Hopefully I can start putting some of the money back into the channel here soon. And now for some future plans. Grim, Taco, Paza, Etoy, and I have a surprise coming in the very near future. I don't want to give up too much because the fellas might not like it if I spoil the surprise. And closer to November or December, there's another surprise. Man, I sound stupid here. In November or December, we might try to do some cool stuff bigger than any of us, but nothing is set in stone and it's going to take a long time to figure out some of this stuff. So stay tuned. And for the very near future, not so surprising, Campaign Evolved is going to be releasing. With that in mind, the fellas and I want to hit this as hard as possible and make as much content as possible. So if there's anywhere you want to find us, it will be there when Campaign Evolved comes out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Links to my Twitch and the other guys' channels will be down below in the description, so go check those out, it'll be much appreciated. And I will see all of you in the next one. Bye bye!